Good day. My name is Logan Graham. I'm 18 and I am a member of the Food Allergy Research and Education Organization's Teen Advisory Group. Now today, I'm here to tell you about how to read food allergy labels. Okay. Here we have some Snyder's of Hanover gluten-free pretzels, which my family eats very often. And I'm gonna double check with the Allergy Force app to see if it's safe. Yep, there's a green check mark there, so
the green check
should
mark,
be good.
and you have put in that you have a dairy allergy beforehand.
Yes, and it says here, read the actual label carefully to see if allergens are present. Okay, so there's been a lot of questioning, on social media about whether these gluten-free Oreos are safe for people who have dairy allergies. And, I thought we could just check it out with the Allergy Force app, see how that works. Scan. It checks out.
But you still doubt it? Let's check the ingredients, see what they say.
Sugar, palm oil, white rice flour, tapioca starch, canola oil, whole wheat flour, cornstarch, cocoa processed with alkali, invert sugar, soy, lecithin, baking soda, salt, xanthan gum, chocolate, artificial flavor, contains soy. Okay, so just to check the Oreos further, I'm going to call the little number on the back of the package here, something we do very often here at grocery stores. And I'm gonna see what happens. I'm gonna see if it's completely safe or not. Okay, I'm listening in English. Okay, so I'm calling for checking up on some possible cross-contamination or allergen information for one of your products. We're looking at the gluten-free Oreos. Okay, barcode number 44000-06781. Okay, it's specifically dairy. Oh, okay. Okay, so no cross-contamination. Oh, okay. What about the ingredient chocolate? All right. You too. Thanks. The person said to always check the label, which is, good advice in general. These look to be safe. They say that if it did have possible cross-contamination, they would say it on the label here somewhere. And if it was supposed to have dairy and not cross-contamination, they like ordinary Oreos, they would say like a dairy ingredient in the ingredients. They would say, milk solids, dry milk solids, milk chocolate, stuff like that. No cross-contamination, no dairy in here. That looks good. Okay, now for a further testing of the scanning function on the Allergy Force app, I'm gonna scan something that we obviously know has dairy in it. We have here extra extreme cheddar. Now I'm kind of loath to touch the bag, but we always have to remember we can't always wash our hands. So here we go. Let's start the scanning process. No result found, which I'm pretty sure that means it's not in the database. Just read the label. It says here, contains milk ingredients. No. Put that back. Well, we might as well have tried something more classic, to test out the scanning function. It says here. Allergens found. Cheese seasoning, whey.
Users allergens found, and
yep.
You are the user.
Yep.
Right?
So it picks out specifically my allergens from that bag and puts them on here. Cheese seasoning,
what
whey,
allergens does it show?
cheese seasoning, whey, cheddar cheese, milk, cheese cultures, and whey protein concentrate.
So dairy in all
So,
its
no.
various forms. So this
Yeah.
is a
Yep.
no-go.
So here I am in the organics section where I usually find a lot of my dairy-free products. Okay, so here in the refrigerated section we can see the dairy-free stuff is very much mixed in along with the dairy stuff. You see here we've got Forager, that's safe. Companies such as So Delicious here and Silk, which are both
And
safe.
Kite Hill,
And Kite Hill.
but again, right
Yep.
next to,
Whole milk yogurt.
yeah. not
So
safe.
that's what. So ingredient label reading is always it's always helpful, so you can be sure you're grabbing the right one and not something dangerous. See here, there's no dairy in this here. Actually, in fact, it says here, So Delicious dairy free. This is coconut milk. It says here we got gluten free, vegan. Here on the other hand, it says cultured pasteurized whole milk.
Put that back.
Now, another tip about label reading is foods like these. They don't say or broadcast anywhere that it's dairy free. But if you look here, in the ingredients, you won't see dairy, and it won't be in there. And like if you check on the website, it will show that there is no dairy in these kind of products. Let's just double check it with the app here. Scan and green check mark. Again, just like with the yogurts, we can see here we have dairy cheese alongside good safe cheese, non-dairy cheese. Then we have another dairy cheese here, and then we have some cheeses which they contain. It says here contains casein, milk protein, but it also says this product is made in a facility that processes soy and dairy products. So it gives us a double warning, which is always helpful. Here in the meat section, untampered with meat that has just been ground or whatever and put in a package. Now these kinds of meat, they should be safe because, again, they have had no chance for cross-contamination. There may or may not be an ingredient label on there somewhere. Usually if there is, it'll just say, 100% meat, which is kind of what it is. However, meat that has been messed around with and seasonings added to it, like this one here, there's always a chance of cross-contamination. It's better to just go with the prepackaged instead of something like this. It's probably cheaper too. Well, and you can season it yourself, so you know what you like. The same thing goes for convenience foods in the freezer section. The standard rule is convenience foods are most likely not safe because they've been tampered with. You just scan these here, gluten-free corn dogs. Check them on the app. Scanning here. Flavorings. Now this is interesting. It says here flavorings. Now if you look here on the ingredients, it doesn't say anything about dairy at all, and it even says in the contains section, it does not say dairy, it says soy and eggs. Flavorings are always a concern. So a good thing to do is to call to find the phone number wherever it is, and call or go on the website and try to get more information from the company themselves. Convenience foods are not completely off the table, such as these from Cats. You probably heard me talk about them on a previous episode. And if you scan the label here, the phone seems to be working slower in the freezer section. Okay, here we go. It says it's safe because it has the little green check mark on it. Not only that, on these, it says gluten-free as well as dairy-free, nut-free, and soy-free. Let's not forget, the great CFA foods, of course. So it says here, paleo, non-GMO, gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, and vegan. Here in the produce section, you might be wondering where the ingredient label is because probably if you're searching you can't find it. Well, of course, just like with the meat, raw, untampered with produce like apples or fruit concentrations like that are generally safe because they've been untouched. But there have been a brand of apples that have been put in a bag, and each apple was coated in like a film of dairy, like on purpose. So, yeah, I know it's nuts. But, so you always gotta be careful when you find, say, some kind of fruit or produce in a bag. Okay, so I couldn't find an ingredient label, but I did see here it said, may have been treated with food-grade vegetable and or shellac-based wax resin to maintain freshness, which does not sound good. Try to keep your apples nice and fresh and not messed around with. And while we don't eat toothpaste, well, hopefully, it does go into our mouth, so we always have to be sure of checking the labels even on the toothpaste. There's also the active ingredients and the inactive ingredients here. But there's also a phone number, so you can check it out for yourself. The non-food items, they're not regulated by the FDA to require to have food allergy labeling on their products. So it can be a bit more difficult to find the right brands. I'd suggest doing your research at home and know what you're going to get before you get to the store. Now here in the deli section, this is not a safe place for people with food allergies. It's practically a minefield for cross-contamination. We don't want to go here. It's all dangerous here. Except there were, I mean it's not here now, some hard-boiled eggs, which are not dairy. Okay, they come from chickens, not cows. And they were all prepackaged, and they were perfectly safe. Like the only thing you could eat in the deli aisle, but no, it's not. So, you know, there goes that. You can definitely know that hard-boiled eggs are safe when they have the shell on them, because, you know, how much can you tamper with them when the shell is on them? There's only one thing to do here. Run away. However, they do have safe milk, such as coconut milk or almond milk here. However, stuff like this here, Fairlife, it says the lactose free. Does that mean it's safe? No, it's not safe. Do not drink it. Do not drink this milk. It says here, look at it, contains milk, right there. Okay, so one of the rules we have in my family is that, along with reading labels, checking with the app, and calling the company, is that we always try new stuff in the daytime when someone's around to watch you, just in case if something bad happens. And we only eat a little bit, and we wait and for possible developments. Here we go.
Wait, Logan! That's not safe! What are you doing?
Don't panic, don't panic. I already read the ingredients, and I called the company, and I scanned it for allergies for that. That's all good.
Oh. What about dinner?
This cookie may buy your silence.
I accept this bribe.
Label Reading 101. Know your allergen code words. Learn to use whole, raw, unprocessed foods. Check websites ahead of time to verify allergen safety. Read labels and may contain statements every time. Use an app to double check. Call the manufacturer and ask about your allergen. Only try new things during the day while supervised. New things, small bite and wait for reaction. When in doubt, don't. No signs of anaphylaxis. Epinephrine and call 911.